Welcome to On the Edge with April Mahoney Brains. Here, this is the spot where the conversations are pointed, the guests are sharp, and the responses are never dull. Did you bring your thinking caps? Because it's time to put them on. Because the conversation starts now. Welcome to On the Edge with April Mahoney Brains. This is the place in your face that the conversation is pointed, the guests are sharp, and the responses are never dull. Today we take a trip to Canada. We're going to visit with Lindsey McCrea. And she is real. Did I say that right? I say your last name right? I thought I did.
You did.
Brains, I get it wrong sometimes. Okay, I'm only human. But we're going to talk to a woman of deep faith. She has a great belief system. She's pouring into other women. And, we're going to stretch this out to men too, because men have issues with body issues, body image. And body image is not just from the neck to the waist, but we're talking about, your arms, your back, your face, and just what you think about the person that you are and the body that you live inside. Because we don't have a lot of choices and options unless we got money for cosmetic surgery. But outside of that, just loving who you are from the inside out. So thank you so much, Lindsey, for being here on the edge with me. I'm happy to have you.
Thank you. I'm excited.
I'm excited too. So tell us a little bit about you and how you show up on the world.
Um, all right. So I have been a teacher, teaching in Canada, in London, England, and in China. And I recently finished my health and life coaching course. And so that was really amazing and life-changing. And I learned a lot, had a lot of breakthroughs and insights. And definitely excited to be on the journey of self-improvement, self-discovery. It's been wonderful. I have definitely struggled with my own body image, being 4'5" and various things. And so I definitely understand and can relate. And I have worked a lot on myself in this area and have grown a lot. And I am really passionate to help other people to be able to grow and heal and develop a healthy, good relationship with their body as well.
Well, let me ask you a couple questions because my brains are going to want to know. Is 4'5" considered dwarf? Little people?
I mean, it's pretty close.
Yeah.
It's pretty close. I don't have dwarfism. I have something called Turner syndrome. So my body didn't produce like the quote unquote normal amount of growth hormone. So that,
Mm.
yeah, that's what was my thing.
I think one of my favorite people, I cried yesterday. I don't know if you know who Lindsey Jordan is, the actor. Uh,
Oh,
he passed away yesterday.
mm,
Yeah, and I mean, I love him. I loved him so much. Okay. So you're in this space and you are teaching others how to feel comfortable with who they are. You are a life coach. Life coach is a big, overarching umbrella. Meet you down for us. What are you trying to teach? Because we can't, and I say this, with love, we can't teach everybody everything because we don't have their life experience, we don't have their journey, we don't have their culture, we don't have their challenges. So to be able to coach somebody through life to me seems a little ambiguous. Narrow it down. Who's your ideal client?
okay. Yeah, life coaching definitely encompasses a lot of different areas. Um, so I am really looking to help women who have been struggling with their body image, feeling good about themselves, feeling comfortable in their own skin, and who have maybe let their body insecurities or fears stop them from doing things that they want to do or accomplishing what they want to do, or just feeling like it's stopping them from becoming who they want to be.
Well, can you help me feel comfortable back in a bikini?
Absolutely.
I was in Europe, and I tell you, there was some nice, big, fluffy women on the ship, and they had it all hanging out, and they had on a bikini, and they had no shame. But society puts us in a box that you should look this way, you should look this way, you should look that way, you should, number one, you should be healthy. You
Absolutely.
should be eating a good diet. You should be getting some sort of exercise and keeping your numbers within the proper range. That's the first thing. All this other stuff is secondary. You've got people that have got scars, they've got blemishes. Look at me, I've got imperfect skin. Um, but how do we start looking in the mirror and embracing the totality of who we are? What's the first step?
That I think, well, there's a couple of things that have really helped me on my journey. First of all, just knowing who I am and knowing that I am loved, I have a purpose, I'm here for a reason, and I'm gonna work my butt off to fulfill that mission, right? That gives me purpose. The other thing is I've come to realize that we have all been given the perfect body for us to accomplish our goals and our mission. Like for example, for me, being 4'5", yeah, I can whine about it and bug people to help me reach stuff on the top shelf. But in the end, it was actually a big blessing as a teacher because children just felt comfortable and they were excited to be around me. They would like flock to me and they could relate to me in a different way that maybe they can't relate to all adults. And
Right, right.
so that was a blessing. And then now that I'm a life coach, I've had all these experiences and all this growth, and I can share it with others. And I wouldn't have learned those things or developed or overcome if I hadn't been given this body that I have.
Exactly, exactly. Because you're meeting people right where they are. You're meeting the little people right where they are, and they feel relatable. And that's what it is. It's relatable. It's not what you see on social media. I work in Hollywood, and let me tell you, uh, it looks all good on TV, but when you get up close, you can tell how old a woman is by looking at her hands. It's one thing looking at her face, but her hands look like she's been walking on them. So you know how old they are. You can see the body dysmorphia from all of these implants where they still wear body shapers. It's not the perfect thing. They've got on tons of makeup, so they don't have the perfect skin. So nobody is perfect. Everybody has a flaw. Everybody has an imperfection. But again, that gives you character. That's who you are designed to be. And that shows your purpose to overcome and adapt. So I am proud of you. The outside noise of, again, social media, what people's opinions are. My mother would always say, opinions are like assholes. Everybody has them and they all stink. You know,
Absolutely.
so it's not about that, but it's how you feel about yourself. What are your goals? What are your talents? Tell me some of your talents. What can you do outside of teach and life goal? Can you bowl? Can you play a ukulele? What else can you do?
um, so I don't feel like I'm very talented, but I love spending time with people and I love just listening and learning from their experience. I've learned so much and I love traveling and I love all the people that I've met in my travels. Just those different perspectives and different world points and views. I have started learning to play the piano. I'm
Oh,
not great yet, but it definitely brings me joy.
well, maybe we'll do something because I'm playing the guitar. So between you banging on the keys and me strumming the guitar, I don't know. We might have a hit song. You never know what'll come out of that.
You never know. Yeah.
I looked at your Facebook profile, and you're a pretty popular person. people really are uh, excited and enthralled about who you are. You have some great pictures. You got a beautiful smile. What is it that keeps you going? What makes you happy?
You know, well, one thing that makes me happy is definitely like my family and my friends. I love spending time with them. And I guess I'm a crazy pet lady because I have a dog and two cats.
I see one of the cats in the background there.
Yeah, he's
Leslie.
my lazy Garfield cat. Yeah, and so they definitely keep me entertained and keep it fun. Um, but I feel like my passion and what's driving me right now is like I've had a lot of pain and shame and guilt over my body image through the years. And so if I can take what I've learned and if I can help others to not have to go through that or to heal and to overcome that themselves and help take away some of that pain, then I feel like I can use that pain that I've had and use it for good and make a difference and make it mean something.
Exactly. You turn your pain into your passion.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah,
what would you say to a person right now that's struggling, that's sitting there on the couch with a box of Twinkies, and they're 450 pounds? What do you say to that person?
you know, it's all it is all individual. Everybody has their own story and their own struggles, and so you can't just make a blanket statement. But I think the main a big thing for most people is to feel loved and to love themselves and to respect themselves and to want the best for themselves and feel good for themselves, and that does have to start inside. um I mean, you can start taking actions, which is wonderful, but it sometimes that those actions sometimes we need to work from the inside out. Sometimes
Right.
we have to heal our own insecurities or our own struggles before we can really consistently take the action.
Hmm.
So we can beat ourselves up and be like, oh, I shouldn't be eating those Twinkies. Oh, I should be exercising more. But until we do the work internally and we feel good about ourselves and we become that person who does eat healthily, who does exercise, that's a much kinder, gentler, easier way to approach
Right.
self-development, I
And if
feel.
I might add to, again, do the deep dive. Maybe start with a journal. Just
Mhm.
starting to pour out your emotions, your feelings as you're eating the Twinkie. How is that making you feel? Is it firing endorphins? Are you satisfied? Are you crying? What is the deep root cause of this? A lot of times people assume that this person is just an overeater. It might be a medical condition. You know, I was taking a asthma steroid and I just kind of blew up. I was like, I didn't realize what was going on with that. I told the doctor, you're going to have to find something else. But again, it's self love and looking at yourself and saying, hey, but there's a mind trick in there. Because I had a friend that went and had gastric bypass. She was a really large girl. And then when she lost all the weight, she ended up being more depressed than she was with the weight because how the body shifted, how the body changed, how she lost this much weight. She was getting all this attention. She didn't feel that she was worthy. She went through a whole psychological trip on the flip side.
Mm.
So get some counseling, get some coaching with great people like Lindsey that will help you walk through it and hold your hand. They want to be your partner. They don't want to be your boss. They want to be your partner. They want you to understand that everybody is looking different for a certain reason. So, Lindsey, let me ask you some fun questions. How about that?
Sounds great.
If you were an appliance in the kitchen, what appliance would you be and why?
The first thing that comes to my mind is a KitchenAid so I can help bake cookies and treats.
See, that's wonderful. I'd be the refrigerator. I just want to chill.
I love it.
If you had three wishes, what would they be?
Ooh. Well, obviously right now my biggest wish is to reach people and to be able to find more clients to really help on a deep level and take them through their journey and make a big difference for them. So that's my big wish. I guess my fun wishes would be to get back to the beach and the water.
Uh, you like to swim?
I do, and I just like being on the beach. Like I don't like it when it's really hot if I'm just in town, but if
Mhm.
it's really hot when I'm on the beach and I can just go in the water and enjoy and spend time with friends and read a book on the beach, like
I
I'm
know.
in.
It's something about it. It's something about. Where's a place that you like to travel to that you haven't been?
Ooh. So a couple of my friends have been talking to me recently about their trips to Hawaii. And so I'm feeling like I really need to get there one of these days soon.
Yeah, we just came back from Italy and it was over the moon. So I don't know where I want to go next time, but I have a little map and we've traveled a lot too. Travel does something to the heart and the soul, and it also does something that I noticed about your image and how you perceive yourself. Again, like I said, there was some nice fluffy women on the cruise ship and they didn't care about that. They were older, they were, their bodies had wrinkled, they had scars, but there were those hot bodies and I hated them. I mean, the ones that wear just the dental floss. Who does that? But you never know what's going on inside that person's head too, because sometimes they don't feel that they're good enough for whatever reason. They're living the imposter syndrome. What would you say to a person that may have an eating disorder? Because that eating disorder also goes with body image on the flip side. See, culturally, I can speak from this perspective. Most black women, we don't not eat. We eat up every damn thing, including the refrigerator. But when you're looking at other cultures, you find that they starve themselves. And that I never got my head around that. I never understood that. Or, they're cutters. And I know that you're not a psychologist or a psychiatrist, but how do you support a person that feels like they need to be super thin, or they're not worthy of eating?
Oh, so this is what gets me fired up because well, why do they feel like they need to be super thin? It's because a lot of the times it's our culture, it's the images in the media, and they're not even real. They're photoshopped and they're glossed
They're
over.
photoshopped and they're cosmetic surgery. I'm telling you, brains, I've seen them, and they are not what you think they are.
Yeah. And like I had a friend and her brother worked in Germany and Britney Spears came to his hotel that he was working at. He didn't even recognize her when she wasn't all done up. Like if that doesn't tell you something. So really it's all we're chasing something that isn't real. It's
Mhm.
truly not real.
It's an
And
illusion.
if we could just understand that and get our minds around it. And the thing that I've read is that only 4% of the population have what quote unquote the ideal body in our society right now. 4%. And
Mhm.
even they probably get like
They don't,
surgery and
right.
stuff.
And then they look at themselves and say, whatever. They cover up, or it's, I don't know.
Yeah. So why should we be chasing something that isn't even real to please other people or please society, people who don't even care about us?
Right.
We
Well,
need to.
sometimes people will, they want to lose that 40 pounds before the high school reunion, or their spouse has a whole bunch of chitter chatter going on that they feel that they should be thinner or, And then I look at these, I'm going to pick on you for a minute, men. I look at these men. They're looking, I was watching them too on the cruise ship too. They were looking at all these hot bodies and they look like they're 500 years old. You're not attractive. And I'm just saying, pleasing to the eye, your heart, your soul, all of that is probably wonderful. But if you're trying to, cast your pole out to pick up this beautiful whale, baby, you're going to get a sardine because people are looking at you and they're listening to your conversation. You can be a person that is perceived to be less attractive, but once you get into a conversation, you talk about special interests, you talk about different kinds of music and food and all that, you will be the most beautiful person in the world. Wouldn't you agree, Lindsey?
Absolutely. It's so true. Yeah,
They're looking for love in all the wrong places.
exactly. Because bodies change, they age. We're in the world, everything changes, everything
Right. That
ages.
Botox those injections get hard. They get hard and the face droops. You got one side drooping and the other side not. And, you have these implants that leak. There's a lot of consequences to trying to change yourself. But where you do is you start changing your heart. So I would love this. Are you thinking about maybe writing a book or doing an audio book or having some courses around this?
Absolutely. Yeah, so I'm still doing some research and learning more, but I'm definitely going to be starting a Facebook group in the next week or two, and I'm definitely going to be getting some courses out there within this month as well that people can go through and just discover and learn. And I feel like it's really important. Like it's almost like we need to wake up because this is so ingrained in our society. Like we're so saturated and permeated with it. We don't even recognize it. And when it's happening.
It is, and you know what? It breaks my heart that it really is impacting, between 10 and 25. And that's two generations there, two and a half generations that are really consumed with the device. So you know what I say? Turn it off.
Yeah.
Turn it
Yeah.
off. If someone is bullying you or saying something that you don't like, block them. Just like a good karate move, you just block them.
Yeah.
You don't have to subject yourself to this. You don't have to absorb like a sponge everything that people are saying. You have the option, you have the strength, but you have to have the courage because people are not what you think they are. A lot of times things that we don't like in others are really reflections of things that we see in ourselves. So you
Absolutely.
have to consider the source, really.
Yeah. Yeah. Is someone trying to make you bad because they want to sell you something so you can feel better? Is that what's really happening? Or is it a bully who's trying to make you feel bad so they can feel better than themselves, which is really messed up? But yeah, we need to be more conscious and aware and mindful of the media that we consume and realize how much it does affect us and influence us and take control over that.
It takes control over every aspect of your life. How you develop relationships, how you treat your children, how you act in the workplace, how you spend your money. Marketing is huge. Every time you point and click, somebody is collecting that data. Oh, okay, well, she likes the color blue. Anything that's blue, they're going to send it to you. Oh, okay, they like, travel. Everything travel, they're going to send to you because that's what marketing and promotion is about. It is to influence you. It is not to heal you. It is not to grow you or develop you, but it is a lot of times to manipulate you and coerce you into doing something that you normally would not have done. Wouldn't you agree, Lindsey?
Absolutely. Yeah. So we need to take that into consideration too. Because if media showed like quote unquote normal or average people, not just those 4%, then we wouldn't feel so bad about ourselves, and we wouldn't buy all these beauty products or get the surgery or the Botox.
Yeah.
You know,
And we're
or
not knocking people that, that do it. If you feel that you
yeah,
need to do it,
yeah.
absolutely go ahead and do it. But if you feel that you are pushed into it or you're influenced and you look in the mirror and then don't get a bad one, like a bad tattoo. Ooh, you get a tattoo and you got a tattoo artist and they're putting something in a foreign language and you don't even know what it says.
Yeah.
And I've seen that happen and there's no turning around after that. So really think about who you are. That's the most important thing. Let
And
that
do it
shine.
for yourself. Do it for yourself, not to please anybody else.
You got to let it shine. You got to be out there. All of us have gifts and talents. All of us are beautiful individuals. All of us learn to laugh. All of us have gifts. Learn to do that. You cannot have everything. Unfortunately, we're not supposed to have everything. We've got to leave some things for other people. But work with great people like Lindsey, that are really, in the trenches, that has been there, done that, and living with us and happy with herself and loving herself, doing podcasts, turning into a life coach, being a teacher, being a friend, being a pet mama. There's so many beautiful things and things that I don't know about her to shine. Please tell my brains how to get in contact with you, Lindsey, so that they can work with you on a deeper level. I want to see that.
Yeah, I would love to help anybody that I can. So you can right now you can get a hold of me via my email. So that's Lindsey Lindsey .McCrea MCCREA @gmail.com. And I'm also on Facebook, Lindsey McCrea. I'd be happy to add anybody and add you to my group and to my courses that I'm going to be getting out there soon. So yes, please feel free to contact me. I'd love to work with you and help you overcome any struggles that you have and just live the life that you're meant to live.
Well, you are living a charmed life, and I'm jealous.
Well,
Thank
you have
you
an
so much.
amazing life too.
Well, thank you so much. Brains, go in and handle your business. Love, like, share, and subscribe. Connect with Lindsey on any conversation. She seems like she's willing to help you, and she cares. That's the most important thing, is you need somebody that's going to support you to care. We're not a one-legged stool, okay? We got support. Thank you so much, Lindsey. You are the best.
Thank you so much. This has been so fun. I really
I
appreciate
know. I adore you. Bye, Brains.
it. Bye bye.